Welcome back to Cybertopia! This is part 3 of the House of Cards finale. So far we've seen 3 teams setting the groundwork for the main strike force. The rooftop team has secured the skies and jammed the airwaves. The ground team has infiltrated and distracted the entourages in the bottom of the target building. And finally, the demolition team have found their way through the sewers to arrive underneath it all. This episode will meet the 4th team, but first, let's see how that sewers team is getting on.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Valery.
Hi, I'm Basil.
Who wants to go up the ladder? And who wants to go up the ladder first?
Clarity will go first, basically after looking at the robots again and just going, yeah, the last thing we need is them getting stuck. Because Clarity's not really concerned about whether the ladder can take the robots' weight. It's more about if they get stuck coming out through the opening and spotted, and then they're half in, half out, and there's 2 robots down to the bottom still. Are they just going to be like, well, this is close enough, and then try to explode? Clarity's priority is not being near the group when they explode. That and Clarity has had enough of the filthy tunnel. So.
Yep, no, that makes sense. Okay, so Clarity, I assume you're doing this stealthily?
Yes, I'm going to stealthily climb up the ladder. And by cover, is this basically like a manhole cover kind of situation?
Yeah, it's basically a metal slab kind of thing over the top of it, and you can lift it up and push it out of the way if you want to do that stealthily.
Okay.
So Clarity is climbing and going to try and lift and open the grating carefully. So go ahead with that roll.
All right, that is a 15 plus 3, so 18.
Okay. So Clarity gets up to the cover and starts lifting it up and sliding it across. And suddenly they realize, wait a minute, something doesn't feel right here. There's a little bit of magnetic resistance going on. This is supposed to be an unused low security entrance into this area. There shouldn't be anything that's providing resistance to this opening.
So is it moving, or is it like I can feel magnets involved?
You're able to move it, but it is providing some resistance to you. It's more than just it being heavy. It's like it is trying to hold itself down.
Okay, but it's not like the case of where you could feel like someone's foot's on top of it.
No, this doesn't feel like a physical force. This is like a magnetic force that you're sensing here.
Okay, is that something that I could use my hacking ability to try to turn off?
You can give it a shot. What I'll say is you're able to move the cover enough that Whisper could slip through the gap.
Okay, if I move it so that Whisper could slip through, what do I see when I move it just enough for that before I send my drone through?
Okay, so you can slip it enough the Whisper can slip through, and as you do, you can see what looks like the bottom of a stairwell, and Whisper can fly up into there. You can't see much, but you can't see any people or movement or anything like that, but Whisper can fly up there and give you a couple of beeps of confirmation of this is an empty stairwell, there's a door over there that is closed. There seems to be some sort of device that is preventing this opening from being completely opened.
Okay, I think Clarity's going to take a quick second while still on the ladder to turn back down to the others and just say, hey, just give me a second. It looks like there's something blocking the opening, but I'm going to get Whisper to turn it off. But just try to stay cool, I guess. So Clarity's going to direct Whisper to, go through the gap and kind of look around and try to find a device or a way to turn that off so that they can get out of the horror tunnel.
Okay, let's have a roll for this then.
Okay, let's see here. Then, let's see. I rolled a 12, and then can I use both my technology skill and the point that I get for using Whisper?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so then I would say, does hacking also count?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so then in total, that is 4 extra points, so 16 in total.
Okay. Yeah, so Whisper buzzes around a bit, and then they fly down to where the cover is. And you hear some sparks, and you hear some bleeps and some bloops and some electronic-y noises. And then suddenly you hear a disengaging kind of noise, and the cover just goes flying off to the side. And you're like, oh, yeah, that was easy, done.
Yeah, once that cover is off, Clarity is just going to clamber out of the tunnel and just be like, finally, fresh air. And immediately take off the bandana, put it in a plastic bag, and then put that plastic bag in a pocket, and then put a new bandana on.
Sensible, yeah. There's not a lot of light in this area. Maybe there's a skylight right at the top of this stairwell or something, but it's more light than there was downstairs. So you can turn off the light from Whisper, And if you want, the other two can climb up, or you can get the robots to climb up first and they can help push them up. But after a few minutes, you can get everyone out of the sewers and into the bottom of this stairway. And as soon as you do, the robots give a confirmatory bleep as like they know they're in the right kind of area. They clearly want to go through that door. They will not until someone opens the door for them. They are not set up to lead the way, so they would need someone to open that door for them, but they kind of gather in that sort of direction.
Man, I know you're eager to reach the end, but the timing has to be perfect, man. That's how the cosmos flows, man. Frankie explains to the robots that maybe it's not time yet. Obviously interpreting the bleeps as excitement.
Smart.
Is it just the one door? Is there anything else that would sort of like allow us to make another way in? Like Smart's kind of thinking, we need to make sure it's the right place, but the robots might not get that and just go in and do exploding. So maybe we should see if we can find like another door or a third door or maybe a fourth door. Just a different door.
Okay. So, in this area, there is just this one door. There is a sign next to the door that says basement/car park. The stairwell clearly goes up a number of floors. You can't see exactly how many. If someone wants to go up some of these stairs to see what's above you, you can do. What you would note is that you can hear voices. You can hear voices from above you. You can hear voices from the other side of that door. There are people in the area. And as you were previously told, this whole district is like the abandoned industrial district. You're not expecting people here.
So the sign next to the door says basement car park, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Is there another sign in this room that says like maybe what's on the next floor up?
No.
Okay. Is the door locked? Like what kind of door handle are we talking? Like is it a round doorknob or is it like a crash bar, kind of like the ones that you push in? And like what kind of handle?
I think it's just like a twisty handle.
Okay.
Doesn't look like there's any sort of lock on it or anything.
Okay. Can Clarity slowly open the door and kind of like open it a crack just to kind of see what's going on the other side?
Yeah. I'm not going to make Clarity do any more stealth rolls. I think they've done well enough on their stealth so far to keep this going. So yeah, Clarity kind of cracks the door open and maybe peeks their head in. And as they do so, you hear a clanging noise. So you hear that noise and it kind of reverberates and all three of you can hear that noise and Frankie will be like, oh yeah, that's the noise I made earlier.
Yeah, Frankie instinctively responds bonk bonk with the metal pipe on whatever, like the stair rail or something.
As Frankie responds and Clarity sticks their head in through the doorway, you hear a child's voice go, hey, they did it back! They did it back! And Clarity sticks her head through the door and sees what looks like a tent city. It's like one of those kind of LA-style, like, underpass, homeless villages under there. And Clarity can very quickly see there are lots of people down here, just in, like, tents, just seemingly living in this basement/car park.
I think after that, Clarity would quietly close the door again. Can Clarity compare where we are with the map, specifically the spot where the robots are supposed to explode? Because what I'm trying to see is if those robots are going to blow up that tent city.
Let's have a analysis roll of some kind.
Can I help continuing on with the hacking of the map that I've been given to try like boost signals and that kind of stuff, like as an assist roll?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's have that assist.
And I'll do the navigation underground to say, yes, we have reached the right place.
Sure.
Oh, maybe I won't. Nat 1.
Oh, okay. What did Smart get?
I rolled a 2.
Oh, wow. Okay, so rolling a nat 1 on an assist gives a -1 to the assisted roll. And I guess the obvious thing here is disorientation as a trauma for Frankie. So maybe Frankie's looking at their hand, trying to see the map that they scrawled down on their hand from the one they saw before or something. And he's just kind of wandering around, trying to picture this all, trying to envisage it all.
I'm sort of thinking that the whole philosophical discussion with the robot kind of messed with Frankie's head a bit.
Oh, they're too in their head, man.
Or they're too in the cosmos. They're not
Yeah.
focused on the actual where they're at. They're just connected to everything.
They've gone too big picture.
So they're
They're
disorientated
in the map.
for
The
that
map
reason.
is in them.
Yes.
Yeah, I get you. Oof. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So with all of this going on, It's actually a little bit distracting to Clarity as they're trying to figure out exactly where they are and if they're in the right location. So you'll get a -1 to your roll to figure out your location, Clarity.
Okay, well, it's good that I rolled as high as I did, because I rolled a 19.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So does this also count? Can I use my data analysis skill?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so then with that -1 from Frankie trying to help, and then with the 2, that should be a 20 total.
Okay. You can see you are exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I think probably at realizing that for like a brief moment, they're like, "Wait, Frankie, you're not helping. I just let me just okay, maybe if I," and they're kind of like turning around in a circle, and then just kind of like, "Oh no, this can't." But I guess it, no, oh no, okay. And Clarity is just gonna look at the other two and be like, "Well, so this is not good. This is where the robots need to be, but there are a lot of people on the other side of that door. So many people encamped here. This is not good. We could make. I don't think we're going to be able to convince a group that big to move. And I'm worried if we try to open the door farther, Howie and Debbie and Widget are just going to kind of rush in. Gosh, maybe we can sort of change their minds, or the location at least, to like the outskirts. So can Clarity hack these robots to change their navigation sense so that they think that the spot is still in that location but at the top of the building, so they have to climb all those stairs to give them more time to maybe evacuate these people?
That was exactly what I was thinking. Frankie is going to say, are the robots just on a 2D coordinate system, or do they take the height into account as well? Could we take them up to a different floor where they're not going to destroy everything down here?
All right, let's have Frankie. Can you do a sort of demolitions knowledge kind of roll?
Yeah, I mean, that feels like explosives and breacher, both of them. So that's
Yeah.
+4. It's a 3 on the dice for 7. Not great.
Oh, Valery's rolls have gone down.
Yeah,
Ouch.
my dice trail is getting crowded.
Frankie's a bit all over the place right now. Takes a look at the robots and the amount of explosives that they've got on them. And it's just like, I don't know, like that's going to destroy a lot of area.
It's like, it depends what explosive they used.
If you're here to destroy this building, you're going to destroy this building.
Yeah.
What might go through your heads at this point is that in terms of the timings you were told about, you are expecting other teams to be performing some actions before the demolition. Like, the demolition was supposed to be the kind of cover-up operation of what's going on above, or the backup. So you should be expecting to hear some noise from above you where the battle against the leaders is occurring, and the distractions or whatever is going on above ground will be taking place. So because you've not heard any like raucous noises from above or explosions from above you, you've probably got some time to try and figure something out here.
Yeah.
We need to find more doors. As long as the robots like stay here, we'll be fine. So maybe we could go up and then like across and then maybe like down, and then the door won't open.
Or if the robots go up, they don't see the door when we open it.
I think you've just awakened Smart Coolman to the idea of object permanence.
So how exactly are these bombs strapped to the robots again?
They're kind of rigged throughout their body structure. It's not that they're just strapped on. They're part of these machines.
Okay. So these are robots designed to have the same sort of physical abilities as a human, so like climbing stairs and ladders, but they can't open doors.
I mean, they can, but they won't ever lead the way.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So I'm wondering, have these robots been specifically built to be explosive robots, or were they redesigned from an existing frame?
No, these were specifically created to this singular function.
Okay, because I was thinking like maybe Clarity could hack them and return them back to, I don't know, whatever they were doing before, farming robots, whatever, so that it would be less inclined to follow instructions. But now that's turning into hack the robots and give them free will and the concept of death so they don't try to die.
I mean, You could potentially hack these machines, but you will be aware that this is exactly what they were made and programmed for. So doing so is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm going to try to program humanity into these robots. That does not sound feasible.
Like you'd have to completely redo all of their programming, and you don't know what safeguards they'd have in place against such things.
Yeah, and it would take a while.
Does the map show other things in the underground space beside the tunnel that we were following?
It showed you a map, and it showed you the beacon that you were supposed to be going towards, and that is all.
Right.
If Clarity starts going up the stairs, will the robots follow?
And if you want to do that, you can find out what happens.
Yeah, okay, so I think Clarity's going to try to do that and be like, hey, Howie, Debbie, Widget, come on, guys. That door's busted.
As Clarity starts walking up the steps, the robots do not follow, do not make any movements as if they're going to follow. If anything, they crowd closer to the door.
Oh, dear. Okay, is it possible for Clarity to hack one of the robots to disable their legs?
You can try.
Okay, I think maybe that's what Clarity is going to do with, I guess, Widget. Poor Widget.
Okay.
But Clarity is definitely going to tell the others, though, before they start.
Okay.
What the hopeful plan is that, okay, this is bad. I'm going to see if maybe I can just turn off their legs, and then we'll go from there. You know, I hope they don't start trying to crawl. That'd be horrifying. But I'm going to try turning off Widget's legs, and if that works, then I'll do the same to the other two.
Okay. Smart, did you have anything smart to say?
I'm just, again, because it's Smart's sort of like wheelhouse as well. Like, that's like a great idea. I could like totally help if you want.
Yeah, no, I would definitely appreciate all the help. It's been a while since I've had to like turn off a robot's legs.
Cool.
That was,
I take the sign off the pipe. This is how I'm helping.
Okay. He's going to kneecap the robots.
Yeah, I know their strengths. I know their weaknesses now. I've been wrestling with one of them.
Okay.
I'm thinking like it's more of a physical thing than the actual hacking side of things. So we've got two angles on it.
Okay.
Can Clarity quickly check and make sure there are no bombs installed in the legs of the robots? Because I feel like hitting it with a pipe is a good way to Looney Tunes yourself.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have Clarity check out the robots before any of this action starts going on.
Okay.
The robots are going to just stand still. They are transfixed almost on this door.
Oh boy, that was not a good roll for looking at them anyway. Gosh, do I have anything? Maybe technology. Okay, so that's like 1 point. So that's like a 7 in total for just looking at the robots to see if they had bombs in the legs.
You don't think they've got bombs in the legs, but you're very worried that maybe they don't have bombs in the legs, but maybe there's some sort of triggers. Maybe they have a failsafe. You maybe didn't ask enough questions before of what happens if the robots don't make it. What happens if a robot loses its mobility? If you take out one of them, do they all explode? Are they linked? You're sweating.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking of those concerns, like, you know, squatting down and squinting and looking at the legs and kind of feeling them up like, I don't, but it could also, man, explosions are bad. This is why people shouldn't have bombs.
As you're doing this, you hear a colossal smashing, crashing noise come from maybe like 4 or 5 stories above you, and you hear another bleep come from the robots, and the red light that was kind of bleeping on them before now turns to like a solid red light. Each of the robots simultaneously sticks a thumbs up sort of symbol with their hands.
Immediate response, like smart. It's ingrained.
So before this all comes crashing down, it's probably a good time to see what this all looks like from the perspective of that rooftop team.
Hey, I'm Pat.
Hello, I'm Rev.
Hi, I'm Vickey.
Hi, I'm Aidan.
Let's have a observation roll from everyone again.
Okay.
16.
It's going to be 14, because I rolled a 9 again.
Okay.
That dice is cursed.
If I use Danger Sense, I can budget up to a 13.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, cool. And Rev?
That's a 16.
Okay. All pretty middle of the road rolls there. That's not bad. Probably the first person that spots it is Nox. Maybe with like their fast reactions, they see out of the corner of their eye, oh shit, there's a flying drone. You don't know who it is. You don't know if it's like some random kids from down the street or something, but there is a drone. So Nox, you see this drone coming overhead.
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot at it with the old finger guns.
Oh, the finger guns. Yeah. Okay.
I've used these for a while.
Yep, okay. So, yeah, finger guns, and do you still have your fast reactions? Is that still something of your character?
Yep, super fast actions. So that is 13.
Okay. I'm going to roll for the drone to see how it does in avoiding or defending against this. And, it does well. I've rolled a 19. So, yeah, maybe the drone pilot spots that someone has done something, so the drone swerves out of the way and dodges your finger gun in.
Guys, we got company.
It is coming down fast towards you now. And with those observation rolls, you can see that there is some sort of armament on this drone itself.
Oh, no. Do we have to keep the jammer safe?
It will have to be activated for the duration of the mission until everything has been...
Yeah, we have to hold this position.
Okay.
Is it, within jumping, grabbing range?
Not yet. It is coming towards you at pace, but it's probably still a good 10, 20 meters away at the moment.
Ooh.
I'm going to change my costume to look like... I don't know. I was going to just look like a tech dude, but I'm not sure. Well, I suppose it is. He's the AI version of a tech dude.
Okay.
And then say, stop, we're friendly.
Yeah, the drone is still coming towards you. I think the only one of you that has anything that would be maybe Subject 5's acid spit gland.
I wasn't sure if that was... Because you said it was 10 to 20 meters. I was like, I don't know how far I can spit this.
Fine, you can try and spit that far.
Do it.
Sure, aren't we disguised like the...
Don't let your dreams be dreams, guys. Spin as far as you want.
Aren't we disguised like the guys that are downstairs? So...
Yeah, but... There was nobody
That's
on
a
the
good point.
roof, and you've got some weird device, and one of you just shot at it, so...
True. Okay. I'm gonna try the acid spit then.
Yep.
Ooh, that's 8,
Ooh.
10, 11, 13 again.
Okay. Alright, let's see if it can avoid it this time. And I rolled a 14 on that, so it gets pretty close, maybe a bit closer than the finger gun shot did, but it manages to just, maybe it ducks, dips out of the way.
The bit I'm just going to turn
quite
to Knox and just kind of shrug.
Seems like quite a skillful pilot of this thing, and it is, again, coming in at pace. What you can have some comfort in knowing is that because you've got the signal jammer up, that it's not going to be able to transmit any warnings or anything to anybody, but it is coming towards you. And I'm going to say by this point, let's say it's like 5 meters away, and it is flying in fast.
Okay, I'm going to try making a spectacle of myself, extending my tentacles and running sort of towards it, underneath it, so it looks like I'm trying to set up to get behind it to, take a blast at it or something to try to distract it.
Okay, interesting, cool. Let's have that then.
Alright.
And I'll say you can add your +3 temporary bonus from earlier to this, because it's going to make it look like you're more of a threat or something.
Alright, I forgot about that. So that is a total of 16.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'll make this a contested roll. That's just an assist roll to anybody else that wants to try and do something now. So anybody that wants to attack it or do something to the drone now will have a +2 to their roll from Judy.
So Sayan will probably try and position himself in a way where he can pounce.
Okay. Do you just want to do the pouncing?
Pretty much. I'm assuming that he's all embroiled in the whole hunter thing.
It's fast-moving action here now, so you can get into pouncing position and just leap at it as it comes flying in.
Okay. Right, so I'm going to use Hunter, eat anything, and that's probably it.
Wait a minute.
That gives me a 20.
Are you jumping into the air with your mouth so wide open you're just going to engulf this thing and swallow it?
Sure, if that's the thing, if I engulfing the whole thing as an option, I'll tell
it's not huge, but I'm going to say this because this is hilarious to imagine. So, yeah, okay. Did you say it came to a 20 total?
Yes.
Okay, this is where the bad roll will come in. Let's see. Oh, it's a 13 on the dice. Yeah, alright. You managed to launch up onto this thing, and maybe you don't get the whole thing in your mouth, but you get at least the front half of it in, and it's a big metal drone thing, and you're chomping down, and there's bits of plastic, and with your eat anything skill, your saliva is just kind of instantly melting some of the components of this thing, and it's just sparking and malfunctioning. And let's have an analysis roll from you, please.
While you make that roll, I just want to mention that you just, with your camera and everything, you just invented a whole new genre of mukbang.
13 on analysis.
Okay. While you're munching down, whilst your saliva is melting this thing, you realise that the armament on it was actually some sort of bomb device, and your saliva is starting to corrode the outside of this bomb.
Oh no.
Oh no!
He'll basically have to take it out, and then as I take it out, say, bomb! Or, make a hole!
Immediately going to try to use my hat clutch and porter lab and everything to try to disarm the bomb before it explodes inside. I guess you're my friend at this point. Your friend's mouth.
Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm going to say, because of all of Seon's good rolls there, you managed to bring it to the ground. It's still half in your mouth. You haven't done too much damage to the bomb that it's immediately going to go off. Julie can go running up to it and try to do some emergency bomb disposal. And yeah, you'll get a +3 from Seon's previous actions on that ref.
Apparently, I truly do care, because that is a 25 total.
Nice, okay. Like, Julie just pounces into action and goes to town with the Tentatools and the mad science and hacking and cludging away, and in a split second that bomb is stripped and the explosive components pulled out and the triggers are all disabled, and that thing is completely inert now, so there's no danger. There's nothing going on. There's no other air patrol or ground patrol that seems to be in the location, and the signal jammer is active and processing. A few minutes pass, and you see a large helicarrier kind of vehicle going overhead quite high up in the sky, and you can see shapes come zooming out of it, flying towards the building at enormous pace. Where are you all standing on the roof?
Sayan has resumed eating the bomb.
Spicy.
So it's just sitting in the corner, but under one of the vents, just slowly munching.
Nice. Okay. Where are the rest of you? Is anyone standing in the middle of the roof here?
I am, because I'm still with the jammer.
Wherever the jammer is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we put it in the middle, right?
Yeah, if we got two people by the jammer and Seon is having a snack, then I'm probably going to be walking a little circuit along the edge of the roof, keeping an eye out as much as I can.
Okay. So what you all quickly observe as these shapes are coming towards the roof is that they are coming pretty close to the middle of the roof. So you may want to move the signal jammer and yourselves out of the way.
Yeah, I'm going to grab it.
You want to be very quick about this, so let's have a speed roll.
With my reflexes, I'm going to toss it over to... How far is subject away? Like, you can probably move faster than I can, so...
Probably very near.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to toss it to the subject and say, get out of here! And try and make a run for it myself. I assume subject's way faster than I am.
I don't know.
And you got lizard limbs, they'll be quick, right?
Yeah, I got lizard limbs. I can bounce.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to run the opposite direction, and you take that thing and get out of here.
Okay, let's have rolls from both of you for that then.
Okay. Why?
Ooh.
15?
Okay.
19.
Oh, man. So you both, just dive out of the way with moments to spare as these shapes just come smashing straight into the rooftop and leave a massive hole right where you were just standing. And they've smashed clear through the roof into the top floor of this building. And you can immediately hear pandemonium down there. So, it's about time we get to meet that final team, eh?
Hi, I'm K.O. Myers.
Hi, I'm Cassa.
Hey guys, I'm D.
Hi, I'm Morgan, aka Tempest.
Your role is perhaps the most important. You are the kill team. The others are going in to lay the groundwork, distract the entourages, and jam any outside communications. And you lot will be inserted into the meeting through the roof. Take advantage of the element of surprise and confusion brought about by your appearance, and take out quickly and thoroughly. When you're done, send a signal through your earpieces to the other teams, and we'll finalize the whole operation.
Zap looks as amazing and tall and glamorous as they always do. Nothing's really changed, and you get the sense that this is Zap's forever look. Just that tall, narrow, drag sovereign excellence with the hidden eyes and the iridescent body armor, cheekbones. Zap is just here to dominate, really.
Toby, or TS-187, is a very resilient test subject. He is usually being used to test various products, among other things, as exoskeleton prototypes. The one he has equipped himself this time is the Mark B Faster prototype, going for speed and accuracy rather than his previous prototype, which was more of a generalist. He has also been retrained from unarmed into blade combat, and he is here to endure.
Well, Amelia has changed up her look just a little bit because she got a little bored. So instead of looking cool, she's gone for pigtails and a big pink cowboy hat just because it stands out and it's cute. She got her trusty AI revolver at her hip.
Oh yeah,
darling.
partner, let's do this!
Yeah, that's what I thought. And she's got a robotic arm just to make shooting a little easier.
Bludgeon is still a very simple walking slab of muscle, hairless except for a big bristly mustache that he's very proud of. He has decided to change up some of his gear to gear him a little bit toward taking some damage as well as meeting it out. So he has swapped out some of his other gear for a skin-tight undersuit that is made of a sort of ballistic cloth that moves like cloth, but when it gets hit rapidly, it hardens into an armor, so he'll be able to take a couple of punches as well as...
He does always seem to get hit, doesn't he?
Yes, and he's tired of waking up with such bruises and aches. He sort of cracks all of his available joints as he's shrugging himself into this essentially like long underwear thing that will go under whatever the disguise suit he's going to be wearing.
All right, team. It sounds like we've got you all nicely geared up. Given your setup at the moment, I would suggest it makes the most sense for you to go disguised as the underground group.
Bludgeon raises a hand and says, "You had me at Merciless."
Amelia raises her hand as well and asks, do you think I can keep my hat, or is that a little too out of the disguise?
It may be a great tactic for confusing the enemies.
All right, well, I'll wear it until someone else tells me not to.
Yeah, Zap interrupts, and it's just like, yeah, this is fine, whatever, the underground, that's great. Just going back to an earlier point, was the guy from earlier, was he different to the one before? No. Do you know what? Don't bother. I don't really need to know who any of you are anyway.
Wait, you mean George? He was talking about George. He replaced him, right?
What? Okay.
I like George. Last time, did any of you meet George? He was a friendly chap.
George has unfortunately been let go.
Oh. What did he do?
I am not at liberty to discuss HR matters.
No, seriously, I regret asking. Never mind. Let's move on.
So, as was mentioned, you will be inserted directly through the roof. We have a team that is setting up communication jamming systems on the roof, and they will be clearing the way so that you can be inserted. So, Cassa, you previously worked with Buran and his mech. He will be leading the charge on this one. He's taking the frontal approach and will be creating a literal opening for you in the building where this meeting is taking place. We believe the three leaders will be congregating in the top floor of a old warehouse in the abandoned industrial district. So Buran will punch a hole in the roof, giving you the entranceway. You will be inserted from the air and given the direct route to disrupt the meeting. So there's not a lot much more to it. The gap will be made. You will be inserted. Once you have completed the job, press the button on your earpieces to signal to the rest of the groups, and the mission will be finalized. Are there any further questions?
I have one. How is Buran? He's good? Is he alright?
He has seen better days.
Oh. Well, I guess that's just because he hasn't seen me recently, but I'm glad that he's alright.
Right, I hope you're not going to be asking after some other strange nobody while we're in the middle of fighting.
Hey, wouldn't you want to be asked about?
Not really, no.
Alright, I'll make sure to leave you.
Zap just presumes that they're asked about, right? Everyone's just talking about Zap anyway.
Yeah.
As long as they just, keep it chill.
Oh, yeah.
As long as they don't get harassed while I'm having lunch at the Ritz.
The Ritz, oh man.
No paparazzi.
Amazing Corp pays you people too much.
I think since learning that we're going in incognito, Bludgeon is also desperately looking around to see if there's any way he can grow a goatee just to go down under the mustache. Like, convinced that will be enough to disguise his face.
No one will recognize him. No.
Yeah. Has he been letting the soul patch grow desperately? So there's like a shadow of a soul patch?
He would have been keeping the rest of it shaved until he found out he had to go undercover, and now he's like, oh no, what, they will recognize my beautiful mustache.
He's got the camo facial hair extension.
Glue and like pieces of hairbrush trying to stick them onto his face.
Trimmings from the last time he...
there you go. Yeah. Just a little plastic bag and like shaking them around. Trying to get them.
That's right, you can do it on the flight over.
It ends up just like these, like 7 or 8 really stiff hairs sticking out in all these weird directions.
+1 gear, Dick Dastardly Soul Patch.
Okay, so you get shipped out to basically a helicarrier, and you're flown quite high up discreetly, so it's not a big appearance in the sky, but you go over the mostly abandoned industrial district, and if you're looking down through, let's say you're at the back of this, and you can see this big ass mech that is what Buran is now wearing, because I think each mission has gotten a little bit bigger, and now it is just a big lump tank of a machine. It's so built up, it's got plates and armor and all sorts all over it. You can't even see Buran inside it, which he probably loves because he was never really that personable anyway. But yeah, you all gather at the back of this helicarrier, and you can look down, you can see this entire district of like warehouses and tumbleweed streets. There's no cars moving, there's no people wandering around or anything. You're given the green light to jump, and you all just get shunted out. You don't even get a chance to decide an order. The back that you're standing on just gives way, and you all just drop out.
Oh, I remember this.
You can see Buran, being the heavy lump that he is in this big mech, plummets, and he maybe gets a good 50 to 100 meters ahead of you in the sky. You're falling quite a distance, but you've been given these kinetic dampening suits or something that when you hit your targets, you will just absorb the impacts, the suits will kind of melt away, and then you'll be free to do whatever you want to do. But yeah, you're following behind Buran, you're in his slipstream, air's all rushing past, and you've got like those proper anime airlines going by. They precision targeted you somehow on this. Like maybe this is the whole point of having Buran in front. That slipstream is keeping you on line, and he's laser focused right on the building. As you get closer, you can see a few people who you'd presume are probably your teammates who are securing the roof. They see you coming and they scatter. Buran smashes into this roof, makes an enormous hole, keeps going, goes through another floor and a couple of floors down before he finally stops. And you don't know if he's alive or dead. He's not moving. The mech is just a crumpled ball of metal in the middle of this building. But you're all able to fly down in his slipstream and hit the ground around this crater in the top floor of this building.
So not on the roof, but inside the top floor?
You're in the top floor of this building, not on the roof. But there is a big opening to the roof so you can see up.
Gotcha.
But as soon as you land, there's chaos in this room. There looked like there was some sort of meeting going on, as you were told. But there's like papers and things all just been kind of scattered around. And you each roll out of your kinetic dampening suit thing.
Zap lands in a full-on ScarJo hero pose.
3-point landing.
Okay, so let's have composure kind of rolls from each of you to see how well you land and how quickly you can like adjust yourselves, because you have just been flying very fast.
I would like to argue that my resilient test subjects comes into this because I'm so used to adverse circumstances and stressful situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I'd like to also make an argument for my +1 point in beefy and the 2 in the adaptive impact absorbing armor that I was wearing in the first place.
Yeah, sure.
So with the roll of a 12 and that +3 is a total of 15.
Okay.
I've got a total of 19 for Toby.
Nice.
I got a nat 1, but I have titanium skin, which is a +1, but it doesn't matter, does it?
Okay. Okay, we'll resolve that in a second.
We'll start with a little nat 1.
10 on the dice, but I think that I can argue for my Cyber Sovereign, my core.
Sure.
And then also physical dominance.
Yep, okay.
So we'll add 4 to that, 14.
Okay. So Bludgeon, Toby, and Zap all kind of roll out their kinetic dampeners and stand up, kind of shake themselves off quite quickly. Oh, Cassa, what are we going to do with Amelia? I guess rolls out of her suit and just keeps on rolling.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can have a -1 trauma in disorientation, which is probably a really bad thing to be going into a combat situation with, but that's fun. So
Amelia loves a challenge.
Amelia is clearly not used to her feet being flat on the ground.
Or not used to flying through the air very fast. Okay, so yeah, you all enter into this area. Amelia a bit dizzy and kind of staggering around, but the other three of you are able to get a good look around, and you can see there are only 3 other people. It's literally that the leaders have come up to this area to have a meeting, and their entourages and stuff are probably in the lower floors. So yeah, you can see quite clearly, like, they've got quite distinctive looks. So you can see a woman who is clearly dressed in kind of underground gear, and she's got a proper like full leather outfit and looks quite aggressive, I'd say. And it isn't Zap.
Oh, Zap's mad.
She's the one getting stabbed.
No one else in the room is supposed to look that good. She's definitely the one getting stabbed.
Like, immediate assessment, who's the best looking? Okay, they need to die.
That said, you are dressed as the underground people, so attacking the person that is the underground might not be the ideal situation here. Then you can see a kind of androgynous-looking, slender figure who is quite well-dressed. Judging from the description before, you'd probably assume this person is from the anti-corp movement.
Why is everyone stealing my thunder?
Well, when I say well-dressed, they're probably wearing like a suit or something.
And androgynous? That's 2 of my things. 2!
And then finally, you can see a very rugged dressed man who is holding a baseball bat. Looks like he's been stomped around a lot. Is most likely the leader of the Free Earthers. Their meeting has been completely exploded. And actually, the Free Earther guy with the baseball bat is just stomping around, shouting, like, "What? What's this? What's going on? Boys, these people are meeting. This is not what is supposed to be going on. Oi, are these your lot?" And he's pointing at the leather-clad lady. "You're not supposed to be doing this. What is this? Some sort of weird setup?"
So can we convince them that we were on the roof, and when the roof collapsed, we fell in through the hole? Like, we were supposed to be guarding the roof?
You can try.
Oh, that's a good one.
They definitely would have noticed the big-ass mech come flying through.
Right.
But that's not necessarily you.
Amelia points at the Meg.
The underground have like some sort of shout or something, like something that they're known for, like "for the Emperor" or something.
Not that you've been made aware of.
Okay.
You are wearing their garb, so
Yeah.
there's every chance that the leader lady doesn't know everybody in the underground.
Yeah.
And she looks quite stunned.
I have nothing that helps me with any kind of deception or persuasion, so if you want me to be the one to try to convince her, it's just going to be a flat dice roll. Anybody else wants to try it, they're welcome to, but otherwise I'm just going to go for it. We were guarding roof and we fell through hole. Big hole, big crash. And that's a 10.
Okay. The guy with the bat is furious and is still staring daggers at this lady, obviously very convinced that this is some sort of coup attempt or something. The smarter looking androgynous person is looking very suspiciously at you, specifically with Bludgeon having piped up. It's like, "I don't think so. This don't seem right. Why are you wearing a cowboy hat?"
Yeah, Amelia senses that the people are looking at her, and she remembers back to some other films that she's seen, and she starts doing like some funny like hand signals, you know, like tapping her wrists.
Gang signs and shit, like.
Yeah. Not saying a word, just, you know, tips her hat and, you know, does something, hoping something.
Okay. Let's have a roll for deception or something, I guess.
That's just a straight roll.
Yeah, probably.
10.
Okay.
Intimidating line dance.
Okay.
Yeah, this person's just kind of shaking their head and looks over to the lady in leather again. It's like, "What's going on here?" And this lady stands up tall, and she's almost as tall as Zap. Not quite. "Who are you people? You shouldn't be here."
Okay, Zap rocks up, rolling their eyes. "I'm so sorry. These weirdos, I was supposed to keep them out of the way. Clearly the whole guarding the perimeter thing wasn't going as planned. We'll be out of your hair in a minute, I'm sure. Don't worry about it." And I think they're just going to rely on their glam and their intimidation factor for just being purely believable as the only one here not in a cowboy hat or a taped on goatee.
Okay, let's have a roll for it then.
Can I try to assist them by seeming like a weirdo?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
You start doing the hand signs as well. We start doing a little dance.
Slightly out of sync, and like every third sign is the wrong one.
Okay, so I'm going to use Cyber Sovereign and Intimidation. That's plus
Let's
5.
have the assist roll.
My
from Toby
assist
first.
roll is going to be an 11.
Okay, so that's a +1 for the assist.
Okay, so that gives me, you'll love this, total of 12.
Okay.
We're doing great. Doing great.
I don't recognize you people. Get out of this room right now.
Man, come on. I mean, we clearly just crashed right through the roof. Just give us a frickin' minute here, okay? Relax.
The androgynous guy kind of steps up. And says, this is highly unusual.
No shit.
If you've got nothing to do with this, and he's pointing at the lady, you send your people out of here and go and investigate whatever that big robot thing that fell through the roof is.
I mean, what would you say if we told you we were sent from higher ups, higher than you even? Would you mess with that? Would you?
Bludgeon starts thinking, higher, roof is higher, but we are higher. And like you can see it mentally calculating, like, we are higher ups. And if that has anything to do with the social hierarchy or if it's just physical, he's like muttering to himself.
All right, the guy with the baseball bat is clearly had enough of this. He approaches the lady and raises the bat up like, I'm not buying any of this. This is non. You've about 5 seconds to sort this out.
It's analog. It can't be on.
What?
The club.
No way to turn it off. It's always on. It's analog.
So actually you say that. He raises the bat up and then he taps it on the ground and it lets off a spark.
Oh, okay.
And he starts pointing it around the room. This is about to go off.
I don't know what you expect us to do. We literally just crashed through the roof. I mean, you can decide whether or not we belong here or not. Regardless, we're here and we need to get our shit back together. So somebody figure it out, okay? I just like turn around and I start kicking debris down the hole and checking to make sure that the rest of the party is like okay, you know, pretending like, you know, we may have taken some kind of damage.
I don't like being talked to like that, he says to the lady, and he charges up behind Zap and raises the bat up.
Amelia's got her hand on her gun.
Is this still a threatening motion, or is this like actually a wind up to a swing?
Oh, this is definitely a wind up to a swing.
Right. Okay.
In that case, seeing that, I would like to pump myself up with an insane amount of adrenaline and rush right into him.
Okay. All right. First, we'll have a preparation roll from you for the adrenaline.
So that would be, I would argue, chemistry, biochemistry, and the internal compound upgrader.
Yep.
And resilient test subject, because drugs. Yeah. So that's a total of a +8.
Okay.
For a total of 18.
Nice. Okay. So that gives you a +2 bonus to whatever role you're going to be doing following this that's going to be requiring adrenaline. And that is now a temporary status effect so that you can mark on your sheet as being a +2 adrenaline. As soon as you roll under a 10, you're going to lose it, but you'll have that for at least one roll. And Cassa, so Amelia was reaching for a gun?
Yeah, but I think because she's disoriented, she's going to reach the wrong side and she's going to pull out the Muzap. The cow prawn.
Okay. So, yeah, Amelia grabs out the zappy rod that she got in the last mission. You could do like a bracing kind of roll to try and get your footing and try and steady yourself for what's about to come. Mm-hmm. That'll be the -1 from your disorientation.
So 11.
Okay, so that is at least a success in terms of this. So you can mark off a success against your trauma. If you get 2 more successes, you'll completely get rid of your disorientation.
Nice.
And that'll give you a +1 preparation of braced for whatever you do next with the Muzap. Okay, is Bludgeon doing anything in response to this?
Yeah, so Bludgeon, I think, is going to whip his arms out, hit the articulated metal tentacles on the gauntlets. On the left side are going to sort of flare out wide to try to make a shield, and the other one is just going to wrap around and make a big mass around his right fist, and he's going to try to stick the shield arm up to try to deflect, if there is a blow that comes back, to deflect it away from Zap. And then I think, sensing that our first layer of deception, no one's bought it, he's going to look at the lady in leather and say, "Sorry, boss, they not buy it. We just have to kill them all." And try to convince the other 2 guys that we are in fact with her, so that maybe they'll turn on her and do part of our job for us.
Interesting.
Excellent.
Okay. All right.
Is that a roll for that?
I think I'll just make you roll for the deception thing going on there,
okay,
rather than the other stuff.
And that's a 3.
Okay. I don't think anyone's buying that.
No, probably not.
But there's a lot going on right now. There's everyone like launching into activity. So I think what we'll do is we'll have Toby do the run in to try and intercept this guy with the bat and see if he can get him knocked away before he can bring the bat down on Zap. So let's have a rushing roll or whatever it is you're doing.
Basically, I'm trying to use the speed of the exoskeleton that I have to interpose myself between Zap and the guy. And to literally bull rush him, to slam into him.
Okay.
And that is going to be, I think, a wearable tech exoskeleton and the +2 from the adrenaline.
Cool. Let's have it.
+5 total. That bonus didn't last long. I rolled a 6 for a total of 11.
Okay, so the adrenaline wears off, but Toby rushes in and he's rolled a 13 and he gets a +3 from the bat and a +1 from enhanced muscles. So that's a 17 total from him. Okay, so Toby rushes in and this bat comes swinging down. Toby gets there just in time to get in the way of Zap getting hit, but takes the hit himself and takes 6 points of damage because he's got a 17 on the hit. As he's swinging down, he's like, tie, smash! And smacks you, I guess, on the shoulder. He doesn't get you on the head, but he like, smacks you on the shoulder, maybe clanks against the exoskeleton, and sparks come sparking off of it. When they do, you get a little bit stunned, and you will have a temporary penalty of dazed or stunned or something like that. So a -1 on that.
Alrighty.
Which you can recover from if you roll above a 10 on a future roll. So what we'll do is each time you take a turn, you can roll at the start of that turn to see if you get rid of this effect. Okay, Morgan, as this happened right behind Zap, I'm going to say you can have a moment to spin around and kind of react or do something.
Oh yeah, I feel like the fast movement triggers Zap's targeting drone and it deploys off of their shoulder. And so they do a quick spin and charge. They're not releasing the fingernail blades. They're just gonna put one up against his throat if necessary kind of situation. Like potential attack, but for intimidation purposes.
Okay, so you're going to spin round, go around where Toby has just been smacked with this bat, and then get right up to this guy's throat with a knife?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got to have like an open side right now, and I think that's where Zap's going to dive in.
Okay.
So let's see. We're going to use the targeting drone and projectile dagger nails and intimidation for this one.
Okay.
Oh, knife fighting.
Sure.
So let's go for... That's 6 right there. And I rolled a 19, so I'm not going to get greedy.
Wow, okay. Right. And he can't beat it. He gets a +1 to tenacity and resistance. Oh, and he's rolled a 2. So that's a 5 from him. You've beaten by 20.
Ooh.
Okay, what is it you're trying to do? Are you trying to get him to back down?
Yeah, I'm just going to be... Look, friend. Shrugs while saying friend. This is not going to get you anywhere.
He glares, but he knows when he's got a knife to his throat. And he's like slowly raises the bat back up and you see him like twist the handle and it stops sparking and he kind of steps back, looks over his shoulder to the lady. Ava, this is all kinds of off.
Now it is off, yes.
And the other person, the androgynous person, looks around at both of them. He's like, what's going on here? Ava, these aren't your people, are they? And Ava, the lady, she looks around, stares at you all. In the interest of getting this meeting back on track, I'm going to suggest that you all leave, and we'll just get back to what we were doing. And nobody else has to get hurt. And she makes a pointed look at Toby.
Okay, I think Zap having a knife to this guy's throat just sighs and plunges it in.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Wow.
Wonderful.
Okay, I'm going to say, because you rolled the difference of 20, you can just do that.
Okay.
I'd love if Zap goes like, oops, afterwards. Like, he just got him. Oh, sorry.
Pretends to sneeze.
Yeah, I think because he wasn't expecting this to happen at all. He thought it was being taken care of. He looked over at Ava and was like, what's happening? And then suddenly, knife into the throat, and it just starts spurting blood. He's not dead. He's not instantly downed, but oh my god, he's in a quiet state and he's staggering around and there's blood just spurting everywhere. And you see the other two, Ava and the non-binary person, take a big step back. Ava's eyes go wide. She's like, you've just made a big mistake. And if anybody's looking at the androgynous person, they disappear. Welcome to the mid-roll. We're going to use this space to tell you a bit about ourselves and also to celebrate some of our awesome friends. Firstly, maybe it would be a good idea to tell you a bit about this game and where you can find it. Cybertopia is a rules-light sci-fi game created by myself, Ben Newbon, and the base rulebook can be bought pay what you want over at my itch page. You can find me mostly on Twitter, just by my name, Ben Newbon, and I also have some trailers and whatnot up on YouTube, also under my name. And here's some info about the players from this episode.
Hi, my name is Morgan, aka Tempest of Tempest Games. You can find me most places on the internet and my Linktree at the address of Tempest TT Games. That's 3 T's in the middle. Nowadays, you'll mostly find me guesting on APs like this, or writing TTRPGs of my own. I have an itch.io where you can find delights such as Corporate Overgoats and Enterprising on Ents.
Hello, I'm K.O. Myers. I'm a freelance podcast editor as Particulate Media. I'm on Twitter at Troublematic, and my website is particulatemedia.com.
Hey peeps, it's your friendly D, here to tell you that you can find me on Twitter under @NightWanderer, that's Wanderer with an O, where you can check out me being silly, wise, questionably mysterious, and happy to palaver about all things TTRPG. Keep an eye out for some neat system hacks and my own game, coming soonish.
Hi, I'm Cassa, wilding_. If you like pretty dice, that's where you find them. And I have Impossible Landscapes on Lost Caravan and a mermaid game that I'm starting for Glitter Hearts. So it's like some magical girl, mermaid magic things on Girls Run These Worlds. So yeah, that's me. I play games, I write stuff, and yeah.
Next up, here's a quick promo for a good friend of the show. If you've been around the indie actual play scene for really any amount of time, or even just follow me on social media, I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard of Planet Arcana. It's an award-winning podcast with production values out the wazoo, incredible characters, NPCs, and stories that will keep you hanging on the edge of every episode. The songs, too. Oh my gosh, the songs. This is what you get when you have literal, actual rock stars on your show.
4,000 years after a calamity known as the Big Oops,
Planet Arcana's story unfolds. A world of
humans and androids.
Neon metropolises, sunken cities,
phenomenal parties,
paranormal oddities, and a pantheon of major arcana.
Featuring revolutionary
science, spectacular magic, catastrophic world events, intimate personal affairs,
fanaticism,
hedonism,
corruption,
identity,
mystery,
history,
reunion, rejuvenation,
rebirth.
A world of intrigue and crime. A world where no answer is ever straightforward.
What really happened at Riscotech Casino?
Who's been stealing android organs and why?
When will my past catch up with me?
Planet Arcana.
An audio fiction built through a D&D 5e framework, homebrewed by 2 DMs and overflowing with original music, retrofuturistic vibes, and
3 fools on a simple quest to find a key and open a box.
And now, back to the action. So there's a guy staggering around holding a sparky bat with blood spurting out of his neck. There is a very pissed off lady who's kind of taking the kind of stance you might see a baseball pitcher or something like that kind of taking before doing a big pitch. And the disappeared person.
Could I assume that while the whole blood thing was happening, the lady isn't looking at anyone but the man?
Yeah, definitely attention is focused in that specific group of people. Like there's Zap, there's Toby, and there's this guy, Ty.
Oh yeah, he announced his name, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So can Amelia come up as close as she can to the lady, Ava, and then just jab the moo zap up into her chest as hard as she can?
Sure.
So the zap is +1.
Yeah, add in stealth to this because you're trying to sneak up.
Yeah, so +2, and then precision aim because I'm trying to hit her in the chest.
Okay.
So that's 4. That is 15.
Okay. Okay, right. So I've rolled a 10. She's got padded body armor that you feel as you jab her with this Muzap. That only gives her an extra 2 points of padding. So you do 3 points of damage, but the main thing here is you stun her. Similarly to how Toby's just been zapped, she's now been zapped.
And then Amelia kind of just looks to everyone and says, let's get the show on the road, shall we?
Cool, me?
Okay. Yeah, let's go over to Bludgeon, who has been kind of prepping himself.
I do still have the +1 from the motion sensor. What I think Bludgeon would like to do is to grab Ty and try to spin him so that his blood spurts in the direction of the person who just disappeared to try to
Wow.
splatter them and make them
Nice.
at least somewhat visible again.
Okay. I'm going to say that Ty can't resist this because he is in such a state at the moment. So you can just grab him and try and angle him, and the role will be to angle him rather than like a contested thing.
Okay, so I'm going to ask for the 2 from my tentacle gauntlets and then the 1 from my motion sensor goggles.
Yeah, go
Plus
for it.
3 total? Okay. Fuck, that's a total of 5.
Okay.
Can I walk up to Ty and just enlarge the slit in his throat? Maybe like pierce him somewhere else so that it increases the amount of blood flowing?
I guess first let's see if Bludgeon gets incredibly lucky with the spray. So I'm going to see what my NB does.
Amazing Core definitely chose the right team for this. Just like brutal. Just savage.
The blood sprays around.
Sprays
but
everywhere
maybe it doesn't...
but on the...
you manage to angle it in such a way that it just doesn't go very far. Maybe it like mostly pulls at his feet. Like the immediate arterial spurting has relented somewhat.
No, over there. Bleed over there. You're not bleeding in the right direction. Come on, bleed. No, not on the floor.
All right, Zap. You want to go and try and finish the job?
No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to release all of my finger blades at once, but like spread out and try to get them to spray in sort of at least like a good like cone of fingernail blades, we'll call it.
You're doing AoE finger blades, okay.
Yeah.
Or manicuring hands.
An attempt to strike the invisible NB.
Okay, let's have that roll then.
Okay, let's see. Oh, this is gonna suck. So +2 for projectile fingernails, dagger nails, and +1 for knife fighting. But that's only gonna get me a 9. It's not good.
Okay, let me see.
A stylish move like that certainly falls into Cyber Sovereign.
Oh, you think so? You think it? I mean, I can make every move hot.
I mean, you're literally going, check these out, you know?
It's a fair point.
That's true.
That
give it
is
to
a
you.
really
I'll give
good
it to you.
point. Okay, so we'll make it a 12 then.
Okay. I get a +4 on this, so let's see. So that was a 2 on the dice, so that's a 6 total. So you do 6 damage, and yeah, one of your blades does impacts, and you hear like, ow! And you can see a patch of blood that is now kind of floating around.
Okay.
And one of your knives just kind of stuck in the air. The rest of your knives will have splayed out now, so if you want to do some more knifing, you're going to have to go and collect some.
Oh, don't forget the stilettos on my wedge
Oh,
heels.
fucking hell. Anyway, so yeah, you've done 6 damage to this other person and are now only kind of partially invisible.
Okay, it means I can use my targeting drone on them now, though.
Yeah, okay. Let's have Toby. Toby, you've just been zapped. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's blood spurting around. There's knives flying all over the place. What is Toby's response to all of this?
Did I notice the whole bit of the person disappearing and then getting stabbed with the nail, or am I more focused on the fact that Ty is being manhandled into a blood fountain?
I'll say you can focus on one or the other.
Then I think the greatest threat at the moment comes from the somewhat invisible person.
Okay.
Is there a non-lodged nail on the floor close to the nail that is lodged in the air?
Yeah, I think though they were splayed, they were in that general vicinity, so probably you could get over there and collect a nail on your way over.
Okay. Then I would like to run over, grab a nail, and start stabbing at where the invisible person is.
Just randomly puncturing the air.
Yeah, I mean, I see roughly where the nail is sticking out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that will be a -1 from the dazed, but I would like to say blade combat.
Okay.
Does wearable tech apply even if it's someone else who generally wears the tech?
I think that it would allow you an understanding of it, so yeah, why not?
Exoskeleton for the speed of stabbing, because it's
Sure.
like basically doing like a sewing needle movement.
Pneumatic arm.
Yeah. And enhanced sensory processor to kind of like better determine where the person is.
Alright, that's a good one. Nice.
So +1, +2 is a +3, and another +2 is a +5, -1 is a +4 for that.
Okay.
Let's roll. That is a total of 19.
Ooh, okay. Right. Not so bad on this dice. What's that? That's a... Okay, you do hit. It's just one of your jabs hits.
Yeah.
So you do 1 point of damage. And you're doing so fast, you can't really tell which of the hits hit. But you hear another, ow! And then you see a whole person just materialize in front of you. And they just kind of glare at you. I don't know what your deal is, but this is not going to go the way you think it is. And they go to stab you back. and they flick out a little wrist blade, like a Assassin's Creed kind of thing, and they go to jab you, and they have +2 from that, reactions, and chemistry. So that's +4. That is a 23.
Ouch.
So you can use whatever you like to try and defend or avoid that.
So, with you having opened the door for that, I am also aware of how his wearable tech works. So, +1 for wearable tech, +1 for blade combat, because we are combating in blades. Again, the exoskeleton, and in this case, because it's all about enduring this, also resilient test subject.
Absolutely.
So that is, exoskeleton is a +2, blade combat and wearable tech is another +2, that's a +4, +7 for resilient test subject, and -1 for dazed, so that's a +6. That is a total of 10.
Okay, right. You take then 13 points of damage.
Ouch.
And you suddenly realise that you've just been jabbed with some sort of neurotoxin.
Ooh. Now you're talking my language.
So you get, in addition to your dazedness from being zapped, you now have a -2 blurred vision temporary status effect. You can shake both of these things off as soon as you roll above a 10, but you do have to roll above a 10.
I did roll a 15 on the attack. I mean, it's not going to change anything, but when I attacked them, I did roll the 15 for a total of 19.
Okay, so you can drop
So
the dazed from the original zappiness, but you now have a -2 blurred vision.
Thanks.
Okay, so Toby and this NB are kind of having a bit of a duel. Bludgeon has Ty in a spray pattern, like headlock kind of situation. Zap has thrown out knives, and Amelia has zapped the lady. Let's go to Bludgeon and Ty. And Ty is going to try and regain his composure a bit. And whilst Bludgeon is kind of manhandling, Ty taps the bat on the floor again, and it lets off a big old spark. And he tries to fling the bat over his shoulder to knock into Bludgeon behind him. So let's go for... It's a +3 from the bat, and a +1 from enhanced muscles, and that is an 18 on the dice, so it's a 22 to hit.
Wow. Okay. So my core is punch bot, which is sort of just melee, even though he's a biological organism, but that's really all he does. So that's +3, +1 from beefy, 2 from the adaptive armor to absorb a blow. And then since I'm grappling him, can I add the 2 from my gauntlets to try to like prevent him from hitting me?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be a total of +8.
Okay.
Rolled a 3.
Oh.
Total of 11.
So you take 11 points of damage. Maybe he manages to get the bat in between your gauntlets, and he knocks you on the head, so he's not getting the body armor either. So he knocks you right on the noggin, and you take a -2 zapping. So that's a temporary status effect, -2 on you there.
Gotcha. Okay.
And doing so releases him from your grip, and you go staggering backwards. Let's go over to Amelia with her zappiness on Ava. Okay, so Ava takes a zap, stumbles backwards a bit, just shakes her head, just like, I don't know what's going on here, but this is all sorts of bad. And she takes out a little black pad and tries to slap it onto Amelia.
Whoa.
And so this will be +2 precision placement and a +1 to the weapon. Oh, that's a nat 1 on that. Damn it. I was on such a roll.
Finally.
It's karma. I rolled 1, you can roll 1.
Okay, you still need to roll for the defense or dodgingness of this, but something bad's about to happen to Ava.
Okay, I also have titanium skin. 10.
Okay, you had to roll anything other than a 1 to be able to avoid it, so that's fine. So, yeah, how do you avoid it? What are you doing? She's basically just going to slap you with this thing.
Yeah, so I want my Muzap to still be in her chest. I'm just going to try to push her out of the way. I also have strength +1.
Okay, that's great, actually. Yeah, I like that. So she goes to pull out this device of some kind, and she goes to put it on you, but you see it coming a mile off, and you just jab her backwards with the zapper. She's still a little bit zapped herself, so dazed, and she just loses her footing, and she falls backwards and flings the thing behind her, and it goes maybe a couple of meters back, and it hits a wall behind her, and then activates and explodes.
Wow.
You see her just kind of staggering around, and because NPCs can get traumas too, she is now suffering from tinnitus. So he's now also staggering around. This whole scene is extremely messy. There's blood spurting everywhere, there's people staggering around, there's people who've been poisoned, people getting zapped all over the place. This is mess o'clock. So, okay, how does Amelia follow this up?
Just gonna look to Ava, tip her hat, and then spin up Darlin and say, I think it's time to just see where this one goes, darling. How about you?
All right, partner, my time to shine. Let's do this.
Let's go. And then she's just gonna take aim and shoot. She's gonna try to aim for a shoulder.
Yeah, okay. Let's have that roll then.
Yeah, so +2 precision aim, and then +2 for the revolver. Ooh, 18 +4, 22.
Yeah, okay.
And then -1
Right.
for disoriented, so 21.
Okay, you can mark a success off and disoriented it again, so you're down to 1 left on that to get rid of it. Alright, Ava doesn't really have much. I guess she's got the padded body armor, so that's a +2. That's a 10 on the dice, so that's 2 from that, but then she'll get the -1 from being zapped and the -1 from tinnitus, so that's a flat 10. So she takes 12 points of damage. You shoot her right in the shoulder, and Darling's like, blam! Blam! Yeah!
Yeah!
Yeah, so she staggers back into the exploded wall remnants behind her, and there's like a big splodge of blood on the wall behind her, and she looks extremely groggy right now.
Does the gun actually enunciate blam while it's shooting?
Yeah, so it's a sentient gun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He's my best friend.
Okay. The gun is blowing kisses. Okay, so that happens. Let's go over to Bludgeon, kind of staggering back from Ty. Ty has now managed to just stand up. There's still blood just pouring down him, but the blade's still jammed in his neck. And he's just gritting and bearing through this, tentatively holding this bat, sparking off and aiming at you. You're like, that's it. You're going down.
This guy with his prepositions.
He's not the smartest, but he is charismatic.
Yeah.
Bludgeon is going to look over at Zap and say, "It's not how I wanted to get zapped on this mission, if you know what I mean." And then I want to take a swing at the knife, because if the knife is still sticking out of his neck, I want to punch him in the knife. So, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Amazing.
So that's +6, -2 for myself being zapped. So that's a 14 +4 is 18.
Okay. This could be it for Ty. What's Ty got? Okay, he's got tenacity and resistance, so he gets a +3. Oh, and that's a nat 20.
Oh, man.
Son of a bitch.
Ty just catches your fist with his free hand and just holds it. And this has probably never happened to you before.
Right. Yeah, the metal tentacles are sort of wriggling under his hands. I'm like, what? No, don't hold hands.
And he stares and he just looks you in the eye and he's like grins.
Crap.
Zap. You can see these two grappling kind of next to you. I suppose you've turned to splay your nails, but you're still in the vicinity, so...
Yeah, got lots of targets here to choose from. I think I'm probably going to go for Ava because Amelia seems like she needs a little bit of assistance, and I feel a little bit like Ty's powering down, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to come around and basically turn to Amelia and say, "Nice gun." Then kick up my heel in a sort of like electric slide fashion, grab the stiletto off of my heel wedges, and then I'm going to just come at her with a knife. Go for the throat like I usually do with everything that I am. Right. So, because that involved some sass, I'm going to put in Cyber Sovereign in there.
Of course, always.
Absolutely.
And knife fighting. And let's see.
You could have your targeting drone help you precisely aim for the throat.
Okay. Well, if we're doing that too, then I'm going to throw in anatomy.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, sure. You're not just going for the throat, you're going specifically for the carotid.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so that's 7 on a roll of 15, so 22.
Oh, I don't know if she can take this. Let's see. Oh, it's a 12 on the dice. I don't think anything, because you've gone specifically for the neck, you're going to be avoiding the padded body armor. What was your roll? A 22?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and then she has the zapped and the tinnitus. Okay, she's in some seriously bad shape. I'm going to say you stab her right through the neck. Maybe you're just slightly off. Maybe she just wiggles at the last second. You just miss that carotid. But she's against the wall. You slam your stiletto through her neck and impale her onto that wall. She can't move. She's not quite dead. She's bleeding a lot. From both the gunshot wound and from this big sword thing that you've got jabbed into her.
Okay.
But she's in seriously bad shape.
Yeah. Amelia's gonna call out and just say, "Should we not keep one person alive just to ask them exactly what's going on with this meeting that we just interrupted, or are we killing them all?"
She raises her head, even though she's got a sword for her neck. She looks at you in the eyes and she said, fat chance. She opens her hands and she's holding 2 grenades.
Because I was going to say that I was following through with the knife lunge to not just nail her to the wall, but I was leaning against the wall with my body armor up against her chest.
Okay, so you are very close.
Very close.
Yeah. This will be an attack on both Amelia and Zap. This is +1 explosives, +1 micro grenades, so +2 total. And that is an 18, so that's a 20, an explosive attack of 20 against both of you.
Does she still have the tinnitus? She had a couple of conditions.
Oh, no, good point. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll take that into account. So that's an 18 then.
Okay. 19.
Nice.
It just rocked onto 19. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I am further away than you are.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Like you can just kind of
Makes
jump
sense.
back and like roll out of the way, and that'll get rid of your disorientation.
Oh yeah.
So you're now traumaless, and a perfect moment for it. Okay.
I didn't roll a 1.
Oh.
Okay, can I add my knowledge of anatomy to this and my armored body points just as a matter of
Protect the
crumpling
important
away
parts.
and protect the important bits.
Okay.
That just gives me a 5 total.
Okay. So you take 13 points of exploding damage here. You get blasted back. But it's fine. Zap can take 13 points of damage. That's fine.
That's fine.
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you start with 30. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But this is one opponent down now.
Excellent.
So they are obliterated. There is zero evidence this person existed anymore.
Okay.
Ava is gone, and probably a section of that wall too. So maybe you can see outside at this point. There's some fresh air flowing in through that hole and the hole in the ceiling and the floor. Okay, let's go over to Toby now with the androgynous envy.
So, you tell me if this is possible, but what I'm thinking of might actually kill me, just on account of the roll.
Okay.
I would like to continue stabbing at the opponent. At the same time, however, improving my combat prowess by identifying and counteracting the neurotoxin.
Okay.
In other words, I would be applying everything I have.
Okay, let's have that then.
So that is going to be a 13 minus the 2 for the blurred vision is a plus 11.
Okay.
So I'm aware that that means that the effects are dramatic in either way.
Yep.
So let's see what the roll comes out as. Oh boy. It's not a 1.
Okay.
It is a total of 16.
Okay, alright. Let's see. This person is significantly less damaged than anyone else in the room, probably at this point. So they still have reactions, and they still have the chameleon suit is still somewhat having an effect, but they get a +3 to the defense. And that is a 16 on the dice. So they managed to completely avoid this. You do shake off the effects of the neurotoxin, but you're not able to capitalize on it. You can't figure out quite how to turn it around to your advantage, but you're able to purge it from your system at least.
Excellent. As I do, I just kind of like looked at him and said, tastes like vanilla.
Better than the last thing you tasted on a mission, so.
Absolutely.
So we're going to have this person counterattack, I guess. And they're going to have seen Ava explode herself in the other end of the room. And just be like, well, this is fucked then. And I think they're going to try and retreat. They'll slap back on the chameleon suit. They've still got a blade stuck in them and the bloody patch, but they stick that on and try and retreat. You can all kind of see this bloody patch like floating around the room still. They're not completely invisible, but they are going to be more difficult to target. Amelia, having spun round and dived out of the way of this explosion, probably has the best line of sight of what's going on over there.
Seeing a floating patch of blood, I say, darling, I think someone's trying to get away, right? Like, they can't miss out on the party. And we're going to shoot the EMP bullet.
Oh yeah, target practice!
Yeah! So 2 for the revolver, 1 for the EMP bullet, and 2 for precision aim. So that's 5. 16, 5, 21.
Oh, come on. All right. So it's probably the same roll again. No, plus stealth as well. So he gets +4 for this. Oh, that's only a 5. All right, bullseye!
Ooh, nice work.
Okay, 12 damage. So that bloody patch, you shoot like right into the middle of it, and the bloody patch is now a much bigger bloody patch. And yeah, the chameleon suit, you just see it kind of power down. Like damage to it has been so great. You can now see this very bloodied, slight envy kind of staggering around the room, no longer making much speed away from Toby. Bludgeon, you're still tangling with Ty.
I sure am.
Well, I guess you're no longer tangling, but you are like mono a mono.
Yes. All right. So he's got my fist in one hand, and he's got his bat in the other hand. All right.
Yep.
With the other hand, I'm going to retract the tentacles to make a fist again, and then try to basically punch him in the arm and like dead arm him, so his arm goes numb and he drops the bat.
Okay. A disarming strike. Yeah.
Punch bot +3 +1 for punching. Can I use the disabling strike?
Yeah.
+2 for that. So that's +5 and then 2 for the gauntlets. So that's +8 to a 6. So 14.
Okay. I mean, it could still be enough. Okay, he's rolled a 5 and gets enhanced muscles, I guess. So it's a 6 total. Oh, that's close. You do 8 points of damage. The bat goes flying.
Nice.
His arm
Yeah,
kind of
excellent.
suddenly drops limp.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my bat. And he's still holding you with the other hand. He's like trying to reach for the bat and just not let go of your hand at the same time. He's just, no. And as he's turning, the blade maybe digs into another artery or something, and you see more blood come spurting out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he drops to a knee, not quite dead yet, but he's very close and kind of bleeding out. Zap, you've just been blown across the room. Maybe you've gotten blown right back to nearby where Ty and Bludgeon are tussling. What are you doing?
Right. So I think I'm going to just sort of cough in an almost comical way, all that smoke and, the gunpowder or whatever. And then I'm going to slowly stand to my full height again. And I'm just going to get like one of those anime veins pumping.
How dare they?
So we've got Amelia and we've got Toby both focused on this non-binary person who's trying to run away.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Ty and Bludgeon. And it looks like Bludgeon has kind of gotten the last of Ty nearly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick up my other heel, grab my other stiletto.
You've just shrunk like 4 inches.
No, I've got the wedge heels on.
Oh, okay.
They're stiletto wedge heels, which means that I'm basically walking on a knife blade of their own.
All right, wow.
But the decoration on the back is an actual stiletto.
Jesus.
So I'm going to grab the other stiletto and I'm going to throw it aiming for the non-binary person's feet to try to pin them down, slow them down.
Oh, I like it. Okay, cool.
So I'm going to add targeting drone and anatomy and knife fighting. And I think because I got big and angry, can we add physical dominance to this as well?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So let's see. Let's roll that die. That's a 15 plus 4.
Okay.
Oh, and the knife fighting was 5.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So we're at 21.
Yeah. Okay, so this person with their chameleon suit now buggered, they have good reactions, but that's about all. So they've got a +1 to the roll. And that's a 2 on the dice. So, yeah.
Nice.
You wanted to go on their foot, right?
Yeah, basically pin them to the ground.
Okay. You get this stiletto right through their ankle, and it jabs into the ground. This person just crumples and falls over. As they do, they land on one of your previously thrown nail daggers, and it punches them right through the chest, and you just see the life drain from their face. Toby's just kind of standing over them and is like, I was going to finish them off. What?
Amelia, I'm so sorry. I tried to have one we could talk to.
Kill still.
Yeah, I see that.
No, man, with my rolls, there was a mercy.
I'm just too good at killing, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we all
Well,
are.
I'm too good at everything.
Yeah.
There is still this guy. I could not quite kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Ty is still just alive. He is definitely like bleeding out. You could try and save him if you
He's
wanted to.
pretty stubborn.
I hop over the time. Oh.
We all just
Don't you
walk
wanna
up
be on
to
our
him and look at
side?
him.
Yeah, crowd him.
I'm first gonna go, gather as many nails as I can and bring them back.
And we're like, hey!
Yeah, I think at this Ty he stops reaching for the bat. He lets go of Bludgeon's fist. All right, you got me. You don't have to do this.
Aw. I liked you the most, so I'm glad you're alive.
So is it on or off now?
It's over.
Or has it just begun?
He's looking extremely nervous. He is feeling the life draining from his neck.
What's he wearing? What do his clothes look like?
Kind of rugged jeans and t-shirt kind of thing.
Okay. Well, Zap's gonna reach in with like the nub of a nail that's just starting to reform and like cut up the t-shirt and start like, basically just completely rip his shirt off, but start like tying up all the various bits that are bleeding profusely.
As you're tearing through his t-shirt, he's like, this is not how I wanted to go. Leave me my dignity.
It's a mercy.
On that note, give me a second, and I'm gonna do like a quick communication to headquarters to ask, like, do we want one to have to interrogate?
Headquarters do not respond.
Okay, Ty, you seem like a nice guy. Just tell us, what exactly was going on here?
I'm a nice guy. I swear, I'm a nice guy. We were just doing a meeting. We were just...
Yes. The meeting was about...
Do you have an agenda or minutes or anything?
Exactly. Bludgeon gets it.
And while they're asking and he's dodging, giving them an answer, I accidentally scratch him with one of my nails.
There's a motion on the table for you to spill the beans.
Look, I'm not
all in favor, say aye.
I'm not the brains. We're supposed to be like mending fences, like teaming up,
Scratch.
As this is going on, you'll hear a beat in your ears, and anyone looking at anybody else will notice there's a little red light on your earpieces right now.